quiet night walk takes an unexpected turn. A sudden voice stops him in his tracks. The stranger demands a wrestling match right here, right now. The stranger offers all his gold if he loses. Kim Seondol does not seem intimidated at all. The stranger wants to know. The match begins with a sudden grab. The stranger sets a condition for failure. The grip tightens. He plants his feet, but Kim Seondol is not playing by his rules. He pulls out a mysterious talisman. The talisman hits its mark. The stranger realizes something is wrong. The stranger is losing his power. His true form begins to fade. He cannot believe his power is gone. The protagonist addresses the stranger. The final word, Kim Seondol, leader of the Moonlight Squad, has spoken. Meanwhile, the realization hits. He is dealing with the Moonlight Squad. The paperwork begins and there is no escaping the law. Citing the Road Traffic Act, the law is absolute unauthorized transformation, a clear violation. The yakai is fully subdued by the officers. The real cost is still coming. 50,000 nyang, that is the price of his outburst. He is begging for a break, but the law does not bend. No more excuses. It is time to lock him up. Into the car he goes, protesting all the way. Meanwhile, driving through the night, heading, welcome to Hyang 2026, where tradition meets the future. A city where humans and yakai live side by side. Even idols can be yakai in this strange new world. But coexistence always comes with a price, and rules, the Moonlight Squad, the shadow police keeping the peace. Elsewhere, a surprise, the rowdy yakai is a family man. Rough but full of love for his little one, a polite apology, the law has been served. Meanwhile, the officers wrap up the scene, letting the family go home. The yakai family is grateful, but the night is far from over. The officers depart the scene. Meanwhile, they discuss the rise of mixed-species families in Hanyang. They credit the kings for the peace, even if it is unstable. He says it is nice and relaxed. The jinx is coming. Kim Seondol stops the partner from speaking. The jinx is already working. Kim Seondol scolds him. That word is a total taboo. The partner tries to brush it off, but it is too late. Kim Seondol says no way. A major disaster is unfolding. An emergency alert. A yakai sighting at Tuxium Park. The disaster level is top class. This is a nightmare. A massive emuggi appears. All units must deploy now. Meanwhile, the car screeches as they rush to the scene. They arrive to find hell on earth. Kim Seondol takes charge, demanding a status report. An emuggi has appeared, the danger to the civilians. It burst from the river and snatched the train. Not long after, Kim Seondol knows the rarity of such threats, but this one. A single top-class yakai has the power to level an entire city. A living natural disaster. The officers are out of their depth. The officers hesitate, wondering if they should wait for reinforcements. A negotiation specialist is already on the scene. The absurdity of the negotiation attempt is highlighted. The beast is not listening. The officer tries to cite the law to a monster, but it is a fatal mistake. That is insane. Reading the law to a starving beast is not persuasion. It is not a negotiation. It is a prayer for the dead. The beast strikes and the bridge crumbles under its fury. The monster roars, its power unleashed. The destruction continues. The situation is worsening. The beast strikes again, relentless and hungry. The civilians are caught in the crossfire. They need to run. The officer tries to manage the evacuation, but the situation is spiraling. Yakai Crime Response Act, Article 18, Clause 3. The law is clear. Any member killed on duty is subject to immediate disposal. Kim Seondol prepares to engage the monster directly. The battle begins. Kim Seondol makes the call. The emuggi must be culled. Step back, you might get caught in this. How are we supposed to take down that insane king snake? To fight the crazy, you need someone crazier. Dongman, it is time. Dongman leaps into the chaos. The wind begins to howl. Dongman is propelled into the heart of the danger. The collision, the officers are stunned. Is it really safe to send him alone? There is more to him than meets the eye. His grip tightens. Dongman prepares to strike. The attack, a terrifying grin spreads across his face. He used to be a butcher from Majangdong. The attack, he is lost in the thrill of the hunt. Are you sure he is okay? He gets like that whenever he sees something he can slice, but he is. He swings with everything he has got. The very ground shatters under his strike. Dongman lands a direct hit on the monster. The monster's pain, the beast screams in agony. Meanwhile, the beast lets out a final, deafening roar. Dongman delivers the final, cold judgment. Dongman expresses a desire to carve up a dragon. The impact, the blade bites deep. The monster's defenses fail. The monster is defeated. The reaction, the onlookers are stunned by the display of raw power. The officer calls Dongman a monster. Dongman's reaction, Dongman feels something is wrong. The conversation, Kim Seondol approaches the scene. Kim Seondol questions his partner's erratic nature. Dongman notices something wrong with the monster. The explanation, it did not feel like a living creature. Kim Seondol is puzzled by the observation. Kim Seondol says forensics will figure it out and they should head back. A strange rhythm fills the air. Kim Seondol checks his device. Dongman identifies the rhythm as a national disaster emergency signal, but the alert is not for the monster they just killed. It is for something much worse. Meanwhile, across Seoul, the emergency sirens are screaming. The city is under siege. A new entity is emerging. Meanwhile, national disaster state declared the city is being overrun, and it is not just one. The monsters are pouring into the city. The scale of the threat is confirmed as multiple entities. The battle is just beginning. They thought they were hunting a single beast. They were wrong. Meanwhile, citizens, please exercise caution, but these are not mindless beasts. They have leaders and they are watching the destruction. Watch closely, the leaders are revealed. The age of humanity is over. The era of the yokai has begun. Meanwhile, there is nowhere left to run. The monsters are everywhere. The streets are being torn apart. The city is falling. Meanwhile, they are hunting us, and they are enjoying. There is no mercy in their eyes. Meanwhile, the world you knew is gone. Welcome to the world of the yokai. The city is burning. This is the end of everything. Meanwhile, and they are just getting started. A cry for help echoes through the burning streets. A child stands alone, calling for their mother in the chaos. The monster approaches, its voice dripping with false comfort. The entity continues its false promise. The child is seconds away from being consumed. The monster opens its jaws, ready to swallow its prey. A sound of pure panic. Kim Seondol strikes, the blade singing through the air. The monster is cut down in a spray of gore. Mother and child are reunited amidst the carnage. Kim Seondol wants to know. Kim Seondol keeps his dry wit. The cleanup is done, but the country is falling apart. They wonder why the usually friendly yokai are rampaging. Something is controlling them. A massive beast emerges from the shadows. The beast lunges, forcing them to move. They prepare for a long night of fighting. They charge into the fray. Meanwhile, the Moonlight Squad headquarters stands silent. The city is in chaos, and the complaints office is being overrun. Even the victims are suffering from the brutal nature of the attacks. They demand priority for their destroyed homes. The staff is clearly overwhelmed. The office lead is barely holding it together. He has not slept in days, and the pressure is mounting. The narration notes that peace is fragile because of their differences. A sudden realization or interruption occurs. The yokai are driven by emotion, and sometimes they lose control. The lead is tired of the nonsense. He moves before the yokai can. The lead neutralizes the rampaging yokai instantly. The threat is suppressed to keep the peace. The Moonlight Squad is always on duty, back to business as usual. Order is restored in the office. The staff is still stressed. He wonders how his partner is doing. Dongman is struggling with the workload. One wrong move and it is over. The lead is done waiting. Meanwhile, Dongman tries to defend his break, but the lead is clearly not. The lead demands to see the data, mocking Dongman's lack of focus. Meanwhile, the news report is suspicious. A massive rampage, yet barely any casualties. The lead senses something is off. The math just does not add up. Meanwhile, the lead is losing his patience with Dongman's incompetence. The lead finally snaps, grabbing Dongman by the collar. Their argument is cut short by a sudden, authoritative call. The lead wants to know if it is the captain. He has a mission for them. The captain gives a direct order. They are needed elsewhere. Then everything goes quiet. The team is taken to Namsan. They were summoned for a mission, but they are at a restaurant. The captain ignores their complaints, demanding silence and obedience. The lead cannot help but notice how tense the captain. The sound of a bell. The restaurant is bustling, a stark contrast to the tension they carry. They are shown to their seats and asked for their order. The captain makes a bizarre, nonsensical order. The lead is completely baffled by the captain's bizarre request. The staff leads them deeper into the restaurant. The lead is clearly confused by the path. The team follows the guide into the back of the house. They reach a restricted door. The door is opened, the reveal of the room. Meanwhile, a strange, hidden room is revealed. The team is stunned by the sight. They never knew this place existed. The tension is rising. Captain, I am getting an old-fashioned vibe from up ahead. Old-fashioned? In a pork cutlet joint. We are here. The guide leaves them to their fate. Kim Seondol, Lee Dongman. Go in. You're not coming in, Captain. The captain refuses to join them. Oh, okay. We will be right back, so let us eat together. Meanwhile, a mysterious figure awaits them. The lead challenges the figure intimidates the lead. The lead is in danger. The legendary Park Munsu appears and the air turns cold. He tells them to come closer. They realize who he is, the king's own sword. They wonder if they are in deep trouble. The situation is spiraling. The team member is confused and threatened. A brutal slam leaves them pinned to the floor. He holds them down, demanding submission. A shout echoes through the room. The king is here. The team member offers a formal greeting. They can barely process the reality of the situation. The king sits calm and composed. His title is stated. He knows everything. He has their files and he knows exactly, and he lists their background. He is digging deep. He questions why someone of their status is stuck in the shadows. The pressure is getting to them. He turns his attention to the other, exposing their past. So he says they are stuck in dead-end posts. The king mocks their service, questioning why they remain in the shadows. The team member expresses honor and gratitude for the chance to serve. The king steps closer, baiting them with the promise of a greater stage. He dangles an opportunity, testing their greed and ambition. The team reacts with shock to the king's proposition. They are being forced into a corner. The team member stammers, unable to grasp the king's intent. The king's gaze is cold, a predator watching his prey. The king forces them to sit, turning the meeting into a dinner interrogation. They sit, trapped in the king's presence, waiting for the next move. The king mentions he heard they were at the scene of the yokai rampage. The king demands their perspective, testing their observation skills. The team member starts to describe the rampage as strange. They are walking into his trap. The team member calls it strange, and the king asks for details. The team member explains the incidents happened at major landmarks. The king is confirming his own theory. The team member connects the dots, suggesting a massive diversion. The team member realizes the truth. The rampage was a smokescreen. The king laughs, his plan confirmed by the team's insight. The king laughs and says, "Just as I thought." The king acknowledges the team member is no ordinary man and confirms the diversion. The team member demands to know the true purpose behind the chaos. The king states the Goblin King was assassinated last night. The consequences of this death are immediate and dangerous. The non-aggression pact is dead, and the real chaos is just beginning. The king warns that the rampage was only the beginning. He is about to reveal his specific need for the team. The team member realizes they were summoned for a specific dangerous purpose. The king praises their quick thinking and states he wants one thing. The king reveals his true target, the powerful relic of the Goblin King. The relic holds the power to control all yokai and the king. Official organizations are compromised, so he needs secret agents. The king tosses the plaque's ceiling. The team member recognizes the significance of the object. The identity of the plaque is about. The team member examines the mysterious plaque, recognizing its weight. The king identifies the plaque as the symbol of the shadows. The king promises money and land for their success. The team member is about to reject the simple offer. The king reinforces the value of their secret shadow-dwelling skills. The team member rejects the money, demanding something far more valuable. The tension spikes as the team member makes a dangerous, unexpected move. Meanwhile, the king's blade glows with a dark, threatening light. The king warns them, do not mistake his offer for a negotiation. The team member notes the danger and asks for insurance, the king's reaction to their demand. The king laughs, agreeing to their terms with a sinister smile. The king wants to know if they will join the treasure hunt that decides the nation's fate. The team member holds the king to his promise. The team member accepts the role, showing their own cunning. The team member asks their partner for their decision, the partner's response. The partner implies the answer. The partner accepts the mission, calling it a feast. The king's smile reveals his satisfaction. The king makes the appointment official. The team is now Joseon's secret royal hunters. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to a dark. The figure waits in the shadows. Meanwhile, the city of Yeojangbu at night. The investigators arrive at the scene. The crime scene is cordoned off. Meanwhile, the first mission begins with a chilling discovery in the dark. The scene is a massacre, leaving no doubt about the danger. The investigator processes the horror of the crime scene. The evidence will reveal a disturbing truth. The horror of the scene, a strange, corrupted energy lingers over the crime scene. The investigator identifies the culprit, but something does not add up. The captain arrives, exuding authority and calm. The captain wastes no time, immediately assessing the situation. The investigator reports that civilians were spared, but the cost was high. The captain's expression darkens as he prepares to deliver the news. 2 beastmen officers at the scene were killed in the line of duty. The captain honors the fallen, demanding resolve from his team. The captain points out an anomaly in the evidence. The anomaly will change the investigation. The captain identifies the suspected enemy, but the evidence tells a different. The wounds should have been bites from its fangs or scratches from its legs. The evidence is undeniable. This was a calculated murder, not a yokai attack. The captain's expression hardens as he realizes the implications. The captain prepares to uncover the truth behind the murder. Meanwhile, the captain unleashes his power to peel back the layers of the crime. The investigator watches in awe, finally seeing the legendary captain in action. The captain remains silent, his eyes, the mist circles a hidden point, revealing a secret. The atmosphere at the crime scene, the captain's demeanor shifts. He senses a lethal presence, a human footprint. The killer is not a yokai, but a person. The captain orders an immediate report to headquarters. It is no accident. This is a calculated, cold-blooded murder. Meanwhile, the investigation leads them. The climb is steep and exhausting. The investigator struggles, questioning the long journey. The captain remains unfazed, using the hike as a training exercise. It is not. You dare not speak the truth. If this is weak legs training, you should be running too. The captain silences the investigator. The investigator wonders about their destination and the strange supplies. The captain emphasizes the importance of the items they carry. The climb continues, with the destination still a mystery. They have finally reached the spot. The investigator is spent, but the captain is just getting started. But the investigator is confused. Investigator notes there is nothing there. The captain tells him to just wait. He pulls out a chocolate bar. Investigator questions the action. The investigator thinks it is just littering. The water starts to bubble. Spirit enjoys the flavor. Spirit praises the chocolate. The spirit is powerful. Investigator questions why a child is there. Captain greets the spirit. He called the kid an elder. The spirit is not just a kid. Spirit greets the captain by name. They have a prior relationship. The spirit knows why they are here. The captain admits they need help. The captain shows the evidence. The spirit recognizes the captain, calling him the king's shadow. The captain brings up the chaos that gripped Hyang last night. The spirit claims to have seen it clearly. Where was the spirit hiding? The spirit watched from the safety. The spirit claims it has ways to see everything. The captain knows the spirit saw the Goblin King's death. The spirit mentions the Goblin King's death. The spirit saw the moment a great star fell. The captain asks to see the scene. The spirit demands more than just a chocolate bar. The captain reveals the real payment. The captain offers a brand new padded jacket. The spirit demands the Moncler jacket. The deal is sealed. The spirit zips up its new. The spirit is delighted. The investigator finds the spirit quite materialistic. The spirit prepares to share its memories. The spirit activates its power to show the memory. Much earlier, the investigator reacts to the sudden. They arrive in a hellscape of fire and ruin. The investigator questions their surroundings. The spirit confirms the location. The spirit warns them to keep. Much earlier, there he stands, the legendary Goblin King. The investigator can barely believe his eyes, the strongest of all yokai, cornered by an unknown force. The attacker steps forward. The investigator is surprised. Are they dangerous? A group of Western yokai stands before them. The captain identifies the group as Western yokai, but why is the leader's face obscured? The spirit explains the spell. The spirit admits its limitation. The attackers charge and the battle begins. The king is ready. The impact is shown. Much earlier, the battlefield erupts in a storm of red energy. The king stands alone against the encroaching threat. A devastating strike leaves the earth shattered. The investigator notes the king's power is as expected. Even this strength might not be enough. The attackers close the distance with lethal speed. A lethal strike cuts through the air. The king grips his weapon ready. The king readies a powerful counterstrike. The clash is inevitable. His grip tightens, channeling his remaining. The king lunges, his weapon glowing with lethal intent. Purple energy flares, signaling a shift. The king is struck, his defense faltering. A massive magical hammer forces the king back. The mysterious leader prepares a final, devastating spell. The attacker's inhuman nature is highlighted. The eyes reveal no mercy. The attacker strikes with brutal force. The blow lands, shaking the very foundations of the memory. The king is critically injured by the attack. The end of the king is near. The king is sent reeling, his defenses crumbling under the relentless assault. Despite the damage, the king's resolve remains unbroken. He stands alone against the encroaching threat. The attackers close the distance with lethal intent. The king's eyes burn. A sudden, violent strike changes everything. Meanwhile, the investigator questions the fate of the relics. The Goblin King refuses to yield, even at the brink of death. The king faces his final challenge. The king begins the process of shattering his soul. The cost of his defiance is high. The energy of his soul begins to fracture. The pain of his sacrifice is immense. A blinding light marks the king's final sacrifice. His soul is divided into powerful relics. The relics are cast out into the world. The battlefield falls silent as the relics vanish. The king shattered his soul to keep the relics safe, so they could not claim them. The relics are now scattered. The memory fades, leaving behind a haunting, obscured face. Meanwhile, the reality of the situation hits. Back in the present, the threat is immediate. They surface, gasping for air after. The companion struggles to process the scale of the king's defeat. The investigator admits he expected something big, but not this, and fears for the relics. Joseon will be, the stakes are life and death. The investigator resolves to stop the attackers at all costs. The mission is now a desperate race. They turn to the spirit for guidance. The investigator demands the location of the nearest relic. The tension builds as the answer. The tension builds as the answer. The spirit reveals the location, the Tiger Den. The Tiger Den, the race to the Tiger Den begins. They race against time to reach the Tiger Den first. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to the tiger. A tiger folk warrior is ambushed in the Tiger Den. In the last 10 years, we have not caused a single incident, so why? Why are you attacking us? The attackers mock their prey, showing no fear of the tiger folk warrior. The siblings discuss their prey, revealing a cold, calculated intent. The attacker wants to know if humans need a reason to hunt. The reflection in the blade shows the prey's final moments. The attacker says, as I thought. The tiger folk warrior falls and the siblings stand victorious. The siblings' expression remains unreadable. The siblings are known. A mysterious figure watches. They want to keep killing until Joseon is drained. The scene shifts to the Hyangwonjeong. The king and Park Moonsu meet. The fish swim in the pond. The king is introduced, showing his authority. Park Moonsu addresses the king. Park Moonsu questions the king's trust. Park Moonsu warns the king about the Moonlight Squad. The king acknowledges the warning. The king poses a chilling hypothetical, testing the loyalty of his most trusted advisor. Park Moonsu says he would save the king, but the king asks about the real target. The king forces a brutal choice: his life or the survival. The king repeats his question about Park Moonsu hesitates, caught between his duty and the king's cold logic. The king acknowledges Park Moonsu's integrity but hints it may. The king notes the enemy's willingness to unleash chaos for minor gains. The flames of the past reveal the true face of their enemy's cruelty. Meanwhile, the king discards his own decorum, seeking a weapon as ruthless as the enemy. The king demands an operative who will abandon all morality to win. The king says they need someone who can answer chaos with greater chaos. The king's smile reveals the dark path he has chosen for the nation. Meanwhile, the sun sets on the city. The investigator enters the heart of the beastmen district. The investigator surveys the area. The investigator arrives at the beastmen district, ready to begin his search. The gates of Yeojangbu open. The sheer scale of the district leaves the investigator questioning his next move. Meanwhile, the captain splits off, leaving the investigator to face the district alone. The investigator admits he is out of his depth with the locals. The captain paints a picture of gentle giants. Is he lying? The captain calls them the extra rice cake type. The investigator is being set up for failure. With a leap, the captain vanishes. Meanwhile, the investigator walks the streets, dreaming of a higher rank. The silence is unnerving. The street is deathly quiet. The investigator wonders why the street is so empty. Meanwhile, high above, a tiger beastman watches him. The investigator calls out, hoping for a friendly response. The tiger beastman's glare is cold and dangerous. The beastman rejects the investigator violently. He is under attack. The investigator is caught off guard by the sudden aggression. He tries to introduce himself. The beastman is not listening. Now he tries to state his affiliation. He is failing his mission. The investigator is left standing. Meanwhile, he complains about the lack of rice cakes and the difficulty of the mission. The investigator's peaceful mission is interrupted by a lethal, clawed threat. He introduces himself and claims he is searching for someone. The beastman's eyes burn with hatred. He sees the investigator as a mortal enemy. Confused and cornered, the investigator realizes he is not alone. The shadows reveal he is hopelessly outnumbered. Panic sets in as he realizes the air grows heavy with the scent of impending violence. He notes the smell of non-human blood. He knows too much now. The truth is revealed: they are hunting their own kind. He claims he is a butcher. It will not work. Excuses are useless. The attack begins. A single blow sends him flying, his life hanging by a thread. Blood flows as he struggles to maintain his composure. Even in pain, he begs. He stares at his own blood, so he screams in denial. The final blow is coming. He is cornered, and the final strike is imminent. Now he admits the situation is bad. A brutal blow lands, shattering any hope for a peaceful resolution. The beastman notes the hit and plans to finish the investigator. He is cornered with no room to breathe. The investigator realizes the gravity of his mistake. Diplomacy is dead. Now he fights. The investigator initiates a desperate counterattack. The beastman is caught off guard. The counterattack lands and the beastman feels. The beastman reels from the blow, his eyes narrow with lethal intent. The beastman is stunned by the investigator's sudden ferocity. The fight is escalating. He fights to keep his composure, even as the situation spirals. Now he is surrounded, but he still refuses to give up on diplomacy. The beastmen unleash a strange, supernatural fog. The investigator questions the fog. The fog is dangerous. The fog takes shape, revealing terrifying, spirit-like entities. The beastman controls the spirits. The spirits swarm him, their barks echoing in the night. The investigator questions the nature of the spirits. The battle is reaching a climax. The fog takes a terrifying, predatory shape. The entities are relentless and focused. His blade passes through the mist. Nothing works. The spirits drag him down. It is his worst nightmare, swarmed from all sides he can. Meanwhile, a new figure emerges from the shadows. He introduces himself with chilling authority. He gasps for air, his vision. Meanwhile, a savior appears from above. With a flick of his fan, the fog dissipates. The air clears as he lands. Where have you been all this time? I went to buy some talismans, you brat. You could have done that in advance. The name strikes fear into the investigator. Kim Seondol prepares for a lethal strike. The fight is escalating. A blur of claws strikes. He lunges at the captain. He screams a warning. His eyes narrow. He is ready. The intense battle ends, replaced by a bizarre, friendly reunion between the captain and a beast. The investigator is left completely bewildered by the sudden change in atmosphere. They move to a local rib. The mood is surprisingly casual despite. The beast reveals his identity, confirming he is an old acquaintance of the captain. The beast treats them to a massive meal as an apology. The investigator eats, unfazed by his near-death experience. The beastman demands to know why they came without warning. The truth about their mission is about. The captain reveals they are hunting for an item and asks about the town's hostility. The beast reveals a dark secret, a series of murders targeting his own kind. He reveals humans are targeting their clan. This could lead to a full-scale war. The investigator is stunned by the news that humans are hunting predators. He wants to know if the clan has made enemies. The answer might be buried in their past. The beast admits they have plenty of enemies from their past. The investigator observes the heavy atmosphere. The tension is palpable. He asks how they met, surprised the captain has friends. The beast reveals they were trainees together at the academy. The beast admits he did not like the captain at first. Meanwhile, the investigator is confused by the name. The captain describes a group with no loyalty. He calls them nothing but trash. The investigator is stunned. The captain sarcastically agrees with the trash label. The tension is being masked by humor. The captain steals the investigator's food. The captain wants to know if there are any leads. The evidence is about to be revealed. The beastman notes it is the only piece of evidence. The fabric holds a dangerous secret. The captain examines the unusual fabric. The pattern reveals a dark truth. The captain confirms it is the crows. The investigation just became a war. Much earlier, the crows leave a trail of destruction. The captain decides to act. The captain prepares the summoning charm. The captain shouts summon. The contact emerges. The mole yakai greets the captain. He is a shady character. The mole yakai jokes about the weather. He is here to help with the investigation. The captain asks for information. The mole yakai comments on the lack of warmth. The captain presents the only lead they have. The tunnel chief finds the scent. The tunnel chief will not work for free. The captain uses food as currency. You crazy bastard, the situation is escalating. The tunnel chief demands a real payment. The captain pays the price. The captain remains skeptical. The tunnel chief shows his power. The earth reveals the truth. I have their trail. The tunnel chief departs. The tunnel chief is ready. I will make sure the job's done right. The captain's reaction, the floor. Are you sure he is safe? They are dangerous. The captain's insurance. The captain reveals his secret weapon. The captain explains that the talismans are linked. The view through the talisman. I can see everything no matter. Meanwhile, the hunt leads to a quiet. Even the captain needs a distraction. Victory is the only outcome he accepts, but even a win does not satisfy him. One subordinate mocks the captain's playstyle. Are they allies or threats? A playful face hides a lethal intent. The second one is far less playful. The captain wants to know if they are joining his side. The deal is struck, sealed with a blade. They are not just hunting, they are exterminating. A dark memory fuels their cruelty. The subordinate claims their mother was innocent. Their pain is their weapon. The subordinate demands the death of all tigers. They are dangerous. The captain calls their story tearful. He is manipulating them. The captain has the answer they need. The captain points them toward their prey. The captain says he is keeping the beastmen safe. The subordinates will target him. The order is given, eliminate the leader. Meanwhile, the hunt begins with a shattered promise. The target is marked for death. The assassin hungers for the kill still. That man kind of scares me. The gear is ready. A secret weapon is unveiled. The weapons are from a dark source. Ganjeng Ganjiang, the second sword is coming. The second blade is revealed. The twin swords are unleashed. The scout senses the danger. This is bad. I have to warn Xiandel right away. The scout is discovered. Well, looks like we had a little rat hiding here. The scout is cornered. The attack lands. The talisman burns. Meanwhile, the captain senses the loss. Do not tell me they got him. They did. These opponents are not ordinary, so we lost them. We cannot let our people keep living in fear like this. Relax, the talisman at least told us their target. The captain initiates the final phase of his trap. The captain knows exactly how to lure his prey. Not long after, the tiger leader senses he is being watched. The scene is set. The target is drunk and vulnerable. He has no idea he is being hunted. The target is positioned for the ambush. The attack is imminent. The assassins watch their target from the shadows. They confirm the target is in position. The fight is about to start. Not long after, the assassins prepare to strike from above. The target senses the danger. They make a taunting remark. The target is in immediate danger. The assassins unleash their power. The target recognizes the name Moon. The siblings are revealed. He names them as Sun and Moon. The battle escalates. They express a desire to meet the target. The target is in trouble. The blade is drawn. The final blow is struck. The tiger leader claims he knows the siblings. His confidence is about to be shattered. The infamous siblings have arrived and they do not care about the cost. The tiger leader initiates his defensive technique. The real cost is still coming. The mist swirls, creating a barrier. He demands to know why they hold a grudge, so he vows to stop the cycle today. The siblings are about to prove him wrong. The sibling promises to wipe out his entire clan. The challenge is issued and the fight begins. The observers watch from afar, sensing the danger. Meanwhile, the sibling realizes physical attacks will not work on the mist. The sibling maneuvers, looking for a weakness. The sibling realizes the mist is regenerating. The mist is damaged, the siblings. The sibling uses fire to counter the mist. The tiger leader is in trouble. The tiger leader is stunned. He never expected fire. The tiger leader asks what is happening.